Good morning, everyone. My name is Claudio. On behalf of Art Basel, I'd like to welcome you to this morning's conversation panel. It's in a series that we started in Hong Kong entitled The Artist and the Gallerist, because we thought this relationship between the artist and the gallerist is quite unique and special in the art world. So we wanted to have a series with more conversations between an artist and a gallerist, and we're super happy to have kind of two living legends here this morning, Massimo Minini and Dan Graham, and I'm also very happy that Mark Rappold kindly agreed to moderate this panel. I also quickly want to thank the Absolute Company for helping us making all the videos of the conversations online. This conversation will go for about 1 hour, and after that you'll have the opportunity to ask your own questions. So, and without further ado, please hand over the microphone to Mark, and thanks for coming.
Thank you. So I think just a brief introduction, if there is one necessary, to our two speakers today. Massimo Minini founded his gallery in 1973. It was originally called Banco and focused early on conceptual and minimal art in Arte Povera, and from there has sort of expanded to cover everyone from Jan Fabre, Ettore Spelletti, or Maurizio Catalan. Loads and loads of others, I guess. Dan Graham is an American artist who once ran a gallery. Briefly. Yeah, he sold it, unlike Massimo. And is one of the most important, I think, conceptual artists of our time. His work covers performance, installation, video, and photography, and generally focuses on architecture and its psychological effects on us. Before we begin, I just wanted to read Massimo, who's had his gallery for 40 years, has 2 books I highly recommend. I think they're going to be at the front later. But here's just a little bit of Massimo and Dan. In addition to being a pioneer of American conceptual art, he's a good friend. All he talks about is architecture, the Pope, cats, and the Zodiac. So that's a summary of what we're going to be discussing later. Here's Dan on Massimo. Massimo was once politically a good government communist. Massimo's approach to art was similar to mine at the time, a mix of the conceptual with humorous discourse. So maybe we start with you, with how the gallery started. Why did you want to do it?
Why?
Yeah, why did a good government communist want to open a commercial gallery?
At that time we were all communists. Not 51%, but the Communist Party in Italy was over 30%.
Yeah.
Imagine that the Italian communism was not as the Russian communism. It was something made to liberate Italy from fascism. So, what we say, la svolta di Salerno, the possible the Article 7 of the Constitution, they built the new Italy, and it was quite natural for, let's say, intellectual to be on the left side. As Roberto Gaber said in a famous song, Gaber was a seer. We were all communists because the cinema was on the left side, literature was on the left side, painters were there, and it was quite normal to be on this side of the barricade. In any case, I'm still on the same side. We are not any more communist as we were at that time. A bit more, not so red, a bit more pink. And I must say that in the very recent elections in my city, I for the first time in my life, I will have some official charge for the culture.
Okay.
So, Dan, I'm selling the gallery. Soon to have to find another gallery in Italy. I will do something else, but probably better for you.
One thing I want to mention, Massimo was a friend of Polizzi. It was flash art in the beginning. Flash art, you were writer, and I would say intellectual. I don't like being called an intellectual, but I think we're both intellectuals.
This is not true.
You're not intellectual?
Imagine I studied law in Milano. I don't know why, but in any case I was very bad in mathematics, so I couldn't afford anything about engineering or architecture. I was afraid of blood, so no medicina, no.
I feel to have a gallery who's not very good at mathematics.
Well, actually, I'm a little different from contemporary artists. I always disliked artists as businessmen. All the artists I know now are interested in business, but I have a question. Massimo designed one for me. I've become a collector, and I always wanted a Luciano Fabro. I arranged to trade with him. He suddenly died, and Massimo arranged for me to get a piece. So I now have Luciano Fabro. Also, I'm a major collector.
Then I'm a beautiful collector of small pieces, from Iraesco to Robert, from Louis to Giancarlo.
Well,
I'm someone who I promised Dan to make this deal, and suddenly they said to me China died. But I didn't dismiss, and 5 years later I succeed to get a piece from Silvia, who was here, maybe she's there. And so Dan is a happy collector of the piece of China Pablo, belongs to the ideology of Fontana.
Well, yes, exactly. Fontana, I think, was the greatest artist of the 20th century. And he was basically Argentinian of what he was Italian. But I guess Italians don't think that. You're Argentinian. Also, the criticism a great artist. Oh, by the way, it's not my collection. Yeah. It's not my collection.
It's not in your collection.
Yeah, but I'm here to
find
try.
you one.
I'm here to try to find the small clay.
You mean for clay either?
I'm trying to find a small drawing here.
Okay, let's do a deal. I can buy in an auction, give me a pavilion for clay or half pavilion.
But I love astrology, and all my best dealers are Virgos.
I'm Virgo, by the way.
Oh yeah. The reason I love Virgos as such good dealers is they have intellectual interest in art, and they can explain it.
And we go to the end of the problem.
Also, they believe in service. In other words, they want to serve people, their clients, and their artists.
My generation, that is my generation, more or less. I wanted to work with the artists of my generation. Of course, famous artists are more glamorous, or dreams were like one or too expensive, and already their own gallery. Even today, young galleries,
Is Milano more important art center than Brescia?
In fact, I told her, if you want to go to the gallery, why is it in Brescia? I made a mistake myself, don't stay here, go away. So Milano is the closest city. Then, if you know a father or a mother, you need to show the top of the son or daughter, so better they do something completely different.
Why did you stay in Russia?
Because I'm lazy. He's lazy.
Well, Massimo loves to think that Virgos love architecture. Massimo loves to fabricate my work as a kind of architect. And Brescia apparently has a great skill in this thing.
Brescia is very powerful city, not a small city. I mean, it's not that big, but recently the Italian economy Brescia is the third or the fourth city of the power of generating, say, money.
You have a good football or soccer team? Football, soccer team?
No, second series. Sometimes they go up to the first, and then they go down the next year. So, no, they're not. And not even big collectors. But, I mean, what they want to say is that even the gallery in Paris doesn't sell to people, local people. We know that in Berlin there are some 400 galleries, but there are no collectors. They sell to American or Chinese or Japanese when they come. So I was born in a funny period at the beginning of a big change. Imagine that when I opened the gallery, I had no telephone for 1 year. The first year, no telephone, nothing. So I was there waiting someone entering the gallery, and nobody went, almost nobody. So I had to launch the gallery around in Italy and in Europe. So I took my car and I started making travels. And in these travels, I went very often in Belgium and in Holland.
The best collectors, they say, are in Belgium. I kind of agree. But also, I think you did some work for your father, right?
Yes, of course, the gallery could feed the family after a while, not immediately. So I had to study in the university. After the university, I went back to Brescia to do something. And I had to work with my father, he had to work with me. Yeah. So I founded a little company and he joined the company after a while. After a while, I met Giancarlo Politi, by the way, in the States, Flashard, and he said, what the fucking are you embracing this city of the world? Come to Milano with me. So I left my job, I went to see him. And with my surprise, I discovered that with Flashard, with the that time we had two people working. Giancarlo Politi, I was the second. My rule was not to write. I was not a writer, probably I am today. Am I a writer today then? Why not? I don't understand. My texts are in English either.
But I love Italian film. My favorite filmmaker is really effective. And then also the star was one of the she's from there. I want to bring one. I showed with a very avant-garde gallery. Super cheap. And I think Massimo was a friend, right?
Yeah. In fact, I met. So let's say being in Flashard. I was not a writer, I was just an organizer. My rule was the organization. Selling the magazine, making the contacts with gallery, advertising, distribution, and basically fundraising. So I was also selling artworks. The advertising very often at that time was paid in nature with artwork. So my rule was to sell. And there I learned how to sell art. And one day, I was so intelligent and so speed that I must admit, I made some inside trading. So imagine I was on the sea, I found a nice artwork. I bought the artwork for me. And a few days later, I sold the artwork for me. And
wasn't that very Italian?
Very Italian.
Also, usually Italians, I showed in many Italian galleries in the 70s. Almost all of these galleries, I didn't sell anything, and they kind of stole my work. Whereas Massimo was totally honest. Not only now he gives me money even before I make a sale. That's his character.
Yeah.
Amazing character. But now we're selling, right?
This is why one day.
Now you're selling my work. It's working now, finally.
What I do is
No, you can, now that my work is finally selling, you're making sales.
I make sales, yeah. I mean, dealer makes sales.
Yeah.
I make sales, I give you your 50%, I take mine. Otherwise, I can't pay all these stories.
But we've lost a lot of sales in very funny ways. For example, the major sale in Bolzano.
No, it's not true because I sold the piece to someone who sold the piece to someone else. So
No,
I'm at the origin of this.
No, I'm not. No, we made some sales, but I'm talking about
The big pavilion.
the big pavilion for the new house.
Yeah. But I lost the sale because you sold directly.
No, the story was the collector. The collector was building a beautiful house. With a very great architect, also a Virgo.
Yeah.
He was in a way he was buying some very good stuff and bad stuff. The project was great, and then suddenly his wife, a very beautiful woman, who was very attracted to me and other people, she left him, and everything fell through.
Yeah.
But this is the story of selling in Italy, right?
No. That's probably you mixed up because in fact
But we didn't make the sale.
we did 3 pavilions in Bolzano.
No, but this is my best piece.
The one in the big house.
It's a terrace.
No, this is being done. I mean, the sale was done.
But I got no money yet.
No, you get the money, I have the receipt. I pay you from Switzerland. That time was the country. Said the country Switzerland, not anymore today.
By the way, I was also never a communist. I'm a European socialist. Very much involved with Jacques Lang and Mitterrand at that period. I'm a European socialist. So you were a communist, but I'm kind of a socialist of the French variety.
I see from your T-shirt.
But I want to bring up something else. By the way, come sta?
By the way,
Come sta?
molto bene, grazie.
Um,
Well, not so good.
I want to mention something that's very personal. It's very important in the art field. First of all, the greatest American dealer, who was actually originally Italian, was Virgo, Leo Castelli, from Trieste. But what I wanted to bring up was, I know maybe 2 years ago, I think, Paula Cooper was honored at the Basel Art Fair as the greatest dealer.
Paula Virgo.
No, she's a very beautiful Pisces, one of the most beautiful women ever. And I've heard from women in the art world that Massimo is the most handsome.
Who said that?
Well, Michelin Schweitzer, many women dealers.
He can give you the name and address exactly.
Okay, give me the phone number.
But Wendy Shang hasn't mentioned.
Wendy, Wendy.
No, but she hasn't mentioned your name in a long time.
Yeah.
But Massimo is very light. He's not very handsome.
She's living too far away. She's in Vancouver.
I was going to ask from your book, friendships are very important part of the relationship between artists and gallery. Could you imagine writing with someone you weren't friends with, or people working with you admire? Or is friendship the key?
For example,
No, for anyone.
of course, a good relation or friendship is very important for relation with your artist. Working with an artist who is also a friend is much easier and more important and interesting than just working and selling and buying and goodbye. So finally, also in my book, you will see, you have seen, they will see, if you want, there are some books here after the speech. The book is not in alphabetical order, it's not in chronological order. In fact, the book is in disorder, they say. But as Alighiero Boetti said, the disorder found a new order. So I decided to put together artists alone or in groups according my I don't know how you can say, according to the taste of the day. I made this book in a hospital. It took me 4 months. I was in hospital 1 week. In fact, yeah, very.
There's from the hospital.
From the hospital, I had my room with all the papers. They were electronic. I was writing very nice. I wrote the text. In Italian we say io narrante, so I wrote all the text for all the artists to tell, let's say, to tell the story. And they decide who stay with whom. And then I sat down together with an Italian photographer, Paolo Gioli, which is a very important photographer. Pauline is alone, Solluit and Spalletti together, some figurative painters together like Antonio Calvo, Vanelli, Cupino, and So I play with the material. And of course, some of them are the better story. And about that I have many things to say because we spend quite a lot of time, as I say in the book, you can probably afford traveling by car. At that time, am I a good driver?
Well, the main thing is you're on the phone all the time. They say now you can't text and drive, but you're able to phone, drive, and
Text.
the problem is Mexico doesn't really stop for great food.
So we stopped in the motorway once.
Autogrill. Autogrill.
Now we went outside in the Batteria del Mugello.
No, the autogrill. You like the autogrill.
Yeah, I like McDonald's.
He's not living up to the Italian stereotype. Not living up to the
But the great thing is the best
Of course, maybe we should at the end of the book there is a very signed picture I took to my artist, and the first is done eating an ice cream in Brescia. And they say that the best ice cream in the world is in Brescia. No, you should say that. I'm going to bring it to you just a little bit of the you say it. So about this book, the book is not really a book of memory. It's not a book about only the past. It's a book about the present and maybe the future. And the future birds coming again. Back again, unfortunately.
I think this has nothing to do with Mexico. I think the president of Italy is a return of Cicciolina.
Cicciolina.
And Jeff Koons could be fish larder.
How important is it for the different artists in the galleries to be friendly with each
I like the ways where I've had influence before. Also, Mexico has great sense. I like galleries where I deal with but I have another question. I know you showed some great artists. But you told me one artist was difficult. Anita was Pablo. What other difficult artists? That's so great.
Many were difficult.
I was difficult, right?
Many were difficult. Pablo was very, let's say, very serious, very important artist for us. We made 2 shows, so I approached Pablo much later than so they were the first show in the mid-70s. Pablo landed in the early 82s, and Pablo was a monument.
He was a very good teacher, good writer, but intense, and I wouldn't say he was a diva, but I think he challenged authority. Maybe you were authority.
Well, in any case, I knew Pablo since ever, and one day I found the courage to say, look, why don't we do something together? Okay, let me see, maybe one one day and he dictated me some very precise rules of how to do, what to do, and so on. So finally, we had this show. And the Fabio arrived, the lorry arrived, and the lorry is one word. So the lorry was almost empty, and Fabio realized that I was a bit upset because there was only one word. So immediately, take one good word and 10 bad words. In fact, the word was good because in Italy, the logo of Fabio, kind of promised to break the Italy was completely iron with aluminum and copper and beautiful color. This work went to a famous German collection, the Fair collection, Mr. Rensler. And so we had, there is also the picture in the book, Fabro and Sylvia and me and a few people. At that time the gallery was serious and poor, so at the opening we had only a few people. Today we have 1,000 people, but the gallery is not anymore serious and not anymore poor. And so the work was beautiful in the center of the gallery. The rule were I had to buy the work. I'm sorry to say, and also to pay the work before the opening. This was one of the rule of San. And in fact, I paid the work the day after, and he was not so happy. And then we did a second show 2 years later with another Italy. At that time, I paid the work the day before, and he was very happy. Then, as you know, Fabio was a famous teacher in the academy in Milano, like today Alberto Garuzzi, another famous Italian artist and a very important professor at Accademia di Brera. And we had a little school around him, some pupils. And for the first show he wanted me to show the pupils, and I said, I prefer the master. And so we lost the contact. He was a bit upset me not to afford the work of the school. So we kept a very good relation. We spent holidays together. Many things, but we not another show. And then we can show the fun. So one day he died suddenly. But when I found some work in the auction, I got to this point of I can really do it.
Except for mango, and also, just one drawing. I have a story to tell. One of my shows in Massimo's gallery, he invited for the dinner Musha Prada and her husband. She was very beautiful, Musha Prada.
You fall in love for her?
Oh no, she had great love for me. She always chased me. She said she wanted a meditation pavilion, but
don't say that.
no, a private place where she can meditate. I guess women are getting into meditation yoga then. And her husband, who is like me, an Aries, used to have violent fights in public. But he actually made the business. He was very dynamic. The meditation pavilion didn't happen because I think the Prada Foundation decided that they preferred Anish Kapoor. I have nothing bad to say about Anish because I've sold almost no work in the Bristol Gallery. Only one piece was sold, and it was actually to Anish Kapoor. He's supportive in his own